Hello Internet, so nice to see you. When you play a solo, whether you improvise it or compose it, you find that your solos just sound like you are playing a lick after another, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're playing one lick after another. But that doesn't sound good, does it? Okay, you would like instead to create a melody in real time, to make something that has some sense, okay? To create something that has some meaning, okay? So that when people listen to you, they're like, oh, that sounds good. It's not just filling up space and time, okay? To do that, to create a melody in real time, you need to pay attention to just one little thing, okay? And I'm gonna show it to you in a second. A student asked me exactly how to create a melody in real time, and that's my answer.
Okay, I'd like to know probably how you think about creating a memorable melody. Because as you know, you hear guitarists and they're doing all their fun stuff and things, but there's nothing that really stands out in terms of something to listen to that your mind can grab onto.
Exactly what you're talking about, you know, and that happens especially when they're improvising or soloing. They have a cool idea, and this idea is forgotten. Get another cool idea, and that's forgotten. And it's a lot of cool ideas, but you don't remember any of them because they're not connected to each other. So let's write a melody. Okay? Yeah, no, seriously. Writing a melody, people think writing a melody is complicated. It's the hardest thing you can do. There is definitely very little out there written on how to write a melody that you find today. But there are a lot of things you can think about while you write a melody, and they are not so hard, and even just a couple of those will make a good melody. So here's the thing. Pick three notes. Pick a key before everything. C major, A minor, whatever you want.
Is probably
A minor.
the easiest.
A minor, fantastic. Pick three notes in A minor.
Okay.
Any three notes. That's great. Not too complex. G, A, C, right? So we have those three notes. G, A, C. Now, those notes have specific intervals between them. There is a second between G and A, and there is a third between A and C. Now, I want to move this through the scale, this idea of up a second, up a third, okay? So, and I want to do it on the natural minor scale more than just the pentatonic, okay? So again, I can start up a second, up a third, but then I can do up a second, up a third here, so I have A, B, D, or I can do C, D, E, sorry, C, D, F. What am I doing? Yeah, C, D, F, D, E, G, and so on and so forth, okay? Now you get the beginning of a melody. Okay? So far, so good?
Yeah.
Good. So I just took something and sequenced it up and down.
Yeah.
Now we're going to give it some rhythm. Okay? Because if you just play pa, 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 it's really not a great melody, okay? Yeah. So take only the G, A, and C.
Yeah.
But change the rhythm. Hold one longer and maybe make another one shorter. Whatever you want. You can also put some phrasing element. And then you can join the two parts. You can put some extra notes in between, okay? Because you can have... or, if you prefer, okay? But you see, I started by taking two of the same thing, okay? Yeah. The two of the same thing could be just the rhythm, the intervals like we're doing right now. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So what's the point here? The melody should not be a complete indifferentiated stream of notes.
Yeah.
There should be some structure inside. We call those motifs, okay? And the motif should appear, ideally, more than once. Because if it's only once, you don't know it's a motif, okay? It has to be at least once. Thrice would be good too, okay? 4 could be too much, depending how long in the melody. But there's something that reminds you of the rest of the melody. There's some structure inside, okay? If I have this structure of... now I have a melody. Now this sounds like a melody, as opposed to just three notes. As I played G, A, C with ease tempo, and then I just... improvise something until I get to the other place, and I play it with the same tempo. Maybe I can continue. Makes sense?
Yes.
And that's taking the same thing and reapplying. So I do something different, but then the same. Something different and then the same. Okay?
Yeah.
So you call something a melody when there is this kind of balance between something different but then the same. If there is not this kind of balance, it's like it's all different, you tend to call it guitar solo. Okay, essentially.
Do you hear the melody in your head before you play it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's a learned skill. I was certainly not able to do that a few years ago. Okay, but let me first give you an exercise to get started with this idea of writing melody. One exercise I'm giving you is this. I'm giving you two exercises. One for creating melody, one for your ear.
Yeah.
They work for everybody, so take note. Exercise number one to create a melody. You improvise, but everything you improvise, you have to play it again. So you're like up, and then. Okay, you can make your phrases as long as you want, as long as you can play them again.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Put on a backing track and do that. Everything that needs to be played twice. This develop your attention and memory. Okay? And then you try to push for longer and longer and longer phrases. So if you lose it, okay, too bad. You just know. Okay? But that's a great exercise. The more you can keep doing it forever.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the better you're later at writing melody, because you start developing this idea of remembering stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the first skill you need to do. For hearing the melody in your head, there's another one. So you do this. Play something on the A minor pentatonic. Anything on the A minor pentatonic.
On the E minor?
A minor.
Sorry.
One you were playing before. Very good. Now, play 3 notes and sing them.
Okay.
Sing that.
La, 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 la.
Very good. Do it again. Na, 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 na. Or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Play them and sing them.
La, 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 la.
Very good. Play the other 3 notes. First play them.
Okay.
Now sing them.
La, la, la.
Very good. Play other 3 notes.
La, la, la.
Very good.
Da, da, da.
Close. Okay.
That's
No,
good.
it's okay. It's okay. We are not singers. The idea is that eventually. Okay, I may not be perfectly in tune on the chromatic stuff. I'm not in tune. But the idea is you start to develop kind of a connection with your instrument. So if you first start with play something, sing it,
Yeah.
and then you try to do it at the same time.
Right.
Only on the pentatonic. Then you can add the other notes later.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you develop a connection with that. Okay?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not as hard as it seems if you're willing to endure a bit of trial and error, essentially. But after that, you have the connection. Okay?
Yeah, no, that's
Good.
That's a lot
Take
to
this
work
thing
with.
and run with this. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.